Stadium, home to the Panthers here in Charlotte, North Carolina. As we'll see the national champions from last year, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Returner's going to try to see what he can get. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. We'll see if this offensive line is ready for the blitz. Looking to throw on first down. Wasting no time taking a shot. He's got it on the left. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. Apparently, line number one on the game plan, attack now, immediately.
And this quarterback, he smelt it. He knew he had an opportunity. This is a guy who loved...
There he goes. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Georgia. They strike first, and that opening drive of the season could not have gone better.
And you just cannot draw up the start of the season any better than that. Opening drive of the first game of the year, and quick fire. You're down the field, scoring 6. This offense is explosive.
What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Sends it back in motion. Looking downfield on first down. Looking to scramble. Swings it out to his running back. All right, guys, let's talk LSU. They start the season in the top 10. Ideal position to make a run. But what do they need to avoid?
Well, I think you avoid the talks about me and where we're at, because that doesn't matter. This team's got a lot to prove. It's a very talented team, but they got to start the season off. That first impression makes a big deal in all these voters, Jesse.
Yeah, I think a lot of these players are hungry to prove that top 10 ranking is legit. But talking to some of their guys too, David, they actually feel like they're not ranked high enough. They actually feel disrespected being where they are, which is pretty amazing considering this is already a really great jumping point. I can't wait to see how they play today.
Most offensive coordinators want to be really aggressive on second and short. And I love the quarterback here. He drops back the pass thinking being aggressive. Nothing available. Scramble. Give me an easy first down.
Off the play fake on first down. Wants to throw. Going downfield for the big play. Just couldn't quite stay in bounds while making that grab. It's incomplete. Now, guys, when it comes to LSU, they've done a really good job in high school recruiting just last week. A commitment from a big-time 4-star defensive back. David, what does a commitment like that do for the program?
I mean, so exciting. Like, once you start creating momentum in recruiting, it's really fun to watch it. And getting a guy like that in the back end, in the secondary, that's so important to your defense, man, does it get you excited. And other guys now say, hey, I might want to go play with that guy.
A stop and pull maybe gets a yard to the 34. LSU right back to the line. Trying play action. Got his man downfield. Wide open spaces. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get into the 33-yard line.
And that's the dangerous part about this offense, man. They'll get the ball out to a receiver. They can do that. They can make plays after the catch. Hard to bring down, hard to tackle. That's why this offense can be so explosive.
Wants to throw on first down. gets it out fast. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
Well, the tight end shows off his speed. See his ability there to separate from the defender trying to cover him on that drag route.
LSU getting set on 1st and 10. The run from the shotgun. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Got some work to do after that last play. 2nd and 13.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right.
Throws toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. Looking for the tie with the extra point.
Well, the quarterback had the matchup he wanted. His big tight end with that wingspan working against that defender in the end zone. Man, that QB will take that matchup all day.
He wisely lets that one bounce. Back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Breaks into the open. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
Little run, man. I tell you what, it's hard to pop runs. It's hard to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a lot of times. But when you got backs like this who can make huge plays with the speed, getting out in the open field, can take it the distance on every play, defenses are scared out of their mind.
And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early, and we're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like, you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. I don't think against two top 10 teams, we get to find out really quickly who's legit.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Under fire. Finds his tight end. Guided out of bounds at the 22. Good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
Well, it's a nice job, too, the quarterback, after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
He'll throw it. Right on the money. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. The Bulldogs in the hurry-up. Back to pass. It's Ball. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Fitted in the window for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score. Already down 14-7. To the air on 1st down. Trying to get behind the defense. He caught it. And he will score. Touchdown, Tigers. Extra point here would tie the game.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, Dave. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They'll go back to work on offense. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Going for it all. He's got it done outside. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
Well, I'll tell you, there are a lot of coordinators out there that would want to set up the shot, especially on the first play of the drive. Maybe run the ball, and then a few plays later, go play action, make it look the same before shooting it downfield. They just did it right away on 1st down. First play of the drive. If you get the matchup, take the shot. And that's exactly what happened. Nice job.
He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. The Dogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Gets the back moving. Looks as if he's going to run it. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Tight end now in motion. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Spins away from the defender. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch. So pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside. Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
On the move from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Rumbles ahead for a pickup of 5 to the 29.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Got him downfield. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. Time winding down in the corner as they come to the line. Might be calling a hot route. Looking to throw on first down. Got a man, it's Dawkins. Still running at the 40. Oh, he's got some space. He wasn't far from taking it to the house, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. We've reached the break, and Georgia is on top. And more importantly, we've got an early barn burner as both teams have come out firing, as you'll see on the stats. Now, I'm not going to argue if this production keeps up as we start the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Motion from the wide receiver. They'll ride the running back and leave it with it. It's a fumble. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
First game of the year, you're always worried about turnovers, right? And this guy has the ultimate nightmare on his first touch. Puts the ball on the ground. He's got to be able to flush that out now. You've got to get ready to go play the next play.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
On the snap, it's Ball. Using his legs to buy some time. Oh, he's going to be brought down. A huge loss on the play. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Got him in the open. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be fourth down. On fourth down, going to the air. Fires to the middle. Makes the catch, converts on fourth down, is still on his feet. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Got his man. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there. Let's take a little step back and have a look at Georgia. They had some holes to fill on the roster. They've gone into the portal. They brought in a pretty decent haul. How good do you think this staff feels right now addressing those areas of need, David?
Well, I think you feel really good about bringing in...
Turning it on! And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
How about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
Into the end zone. Touchdown! points. And these guys just score from anywhere out there. After that drive, it sure looks that way.
And that's what separates really good offenses from great offenses. When you're backed up in a bad position and you can still fight your way out and go get you a touchdown, that's a great drive by the offense.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. That fumble in plus territory just ruined that last drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating when you got the offense moving a little bit and you put that thing on the deck, Jesse. But move on, reload, forget about it.
At the end of the day, it's just fundamental football, right? They practice it all week. 5 points of pressure. Every ball carrier has to have it. They just got to do a better job moving forward.
The Tigers can really attack on this second and short. Wants to go up top. Flips it out on the screen. At the 40, there he goes. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line. The magic bean is spinning out of control. Already over 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they're being aggressive offensively, throwing the football, trying to take advantage of this defense on the back end. They've got their quarterback right now in a groove.
Looking to throw on first down. Got his man. Inside the 35. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lift.
It's a really nice play there. The thing about this guy, he forces the defense to have to stay disciplined. He just can't take a play on. He reminds me of an old LSU quarterback that I used to play against, Herb Tyler. He was a guy that could hurt you throwing the ball, but he was also shifty and he could extend plays. We had a great defense at Florida, full of NFL dudes, but he just never let you feel comfortable because of his athleticism and his dynamic ability. This guy has a little bit of that too.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Might be looking to run. On the move to the right, looking for a big one. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, I love the effort by the quarterback here. He extends the play. Nothing open right away. There's a little bit of pressure. He gets to the outside, tries to take a shot down the field, just not on the same page with his intended target.
This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. The offense changing the play. He wants to throw it again. Looking to the big tight end. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
3 straight incompletions, and undaunted, they'll go for it on 4th and 10. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's going to let it go. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, you see them there taking the shot. I think the thought process is look, we've had so much success early in this game running the football. Let's see if we can now take advantage of the defense throwing the ball over their head. They're going to be expecting run. Safeties and linebackers are all going to be playing downhill trying to stop that. If we get the one-on-one opportunities to the outside, we have got to take shots. That one fell incomplete, but they should keep trying this as the game goes on.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got his man on the right. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. I understand the desire to keep the ball, but going for it inside your own 40? Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. And the Bulldogs will try to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. On a little time, lets it go. That's caught. It's Clements. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it. But when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
He's going for it all. Snags it inside the 20. How about this senior picking up some yardage and making a nice play on that one?
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
To the air on second down. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection. Now facing a third and long. They'll try the run. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. And for the second time tonight, they'll try out the field goal kicker. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And now the lead is extended a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Buffalo is in front. They've represented Western New York so well today. They still have to finish the job, and that's not a given. They're up by 10 over Arizona. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They'll start this drive going to the air. He lobs one high down the left side. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down.
Pedal to the metal right now for this offense. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Here on their third possession, they're still taking shots way down the field, and why not? Give the defense credit, fine.
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business.
And I like the aggressiveness. I understand you're down, right before the half. You want to go get some points, but you can't turn the football over here. Now you've set the other team up in a position to maybe get more points as the first half's winding down.
Finds his man in the middle. Good throwing catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Going to work on second down in the red zone, is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. And he was fortunate to get that one back to the line of scrimmage at the 5. No gain on the play.
That's a backbreaker if you're the offensive coordinator, because on first down, you ran the ball, had a really nice gain. Short yardage situation, you just get completely blown up, and now you're having to probably dial up a throw on third down. You need more consistency from the guys up front.
They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. And in the closing moments of the first half, they'll try to put a 3 spot on the board. Between the uprights, it's good. And that will extend their lead even further. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Ready to get things going here in the second half as Georgia about to kick it away. Returner will field it and try to get some field position. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down 2 possessions, the coaching staff met in at halftime, and they've probably scripted this opening drive, just like they do at the start of the game. They've now got an idea of what plays they feel feel most confident in, what plays their quarterback is seeing the best to go out here and execute a scoring run.
Well, and it's nice to get the ball first. Like, I got the first opportunity to close the gap a little bit, apply some great game pressure to these guys. So I think getting the ball first, drive.
Going to throw it over the top of the knee. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. He just has to make that catch.
And that's a really good job by this defense being dialed in. You got a big lead. You know exactly what's coming. This offense is going to have to make some explosive plays down the field. They were ready. They were disciplined and made a good play on the football.
And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on. LSU with the 1st and 10 here. On the run, it's Dawkins. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Oh, looked upfield too soon and dropped the football, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Here's the pressure. Finds his big tight end. That'll be enough for the 1st down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. David, that is a great security blanket for a quarterback to have a tight end to make those conversions.
Dang right. Find the big fella on 3rd and short. Dependable, clutch, nice hands. 1st down.
Might be changing the route. Looking downfield on 1st down. Under fire. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. And the Tigers moving quickly to the line. This pressure from the defensive front is overwhelming, much like when 3-time All-American David Pollock played on the Georgia defensive front. Whatever happened to that? There he goes! They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down marker. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure. The quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
Trailing by multiple possessions in the 3rd and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down. He's there to make the stop, but not before. He sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7. The Tigers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. They'll send the back in motion. Takes a snap, wants to throw. Quarterback adapting. Looking to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And a golden opportunity slips away from the defense there. That's one he'd love to have back. He knows he should have come away with the interception there in the red zone.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to fire. Buys a little extra time. Into the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
Man, they could have flipped that field in a hurry, right? They've given up some yards. They're sitting in their own red zone. A chance to make a big play. Yeah, he could have made that interception and could have flipped this field.
It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking for the touchdown on 3rd and goal. Fires into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Man, they just couldn't find the hole. Down in the red zone, the field shrinks. So much harder to complete those passes. But 4th and short. Now, decision time, baby.
Here we go on 4th and goal, ground to cover. Snap in the shotgun. Lets it go to the end zone. And it's knocked away, and they don't convert on 4th down.
I love when defenses are smart enough to swap the ball down. Don't go for the pick, especially on 4th down. They knock it down. You get the ball anyways. Nice job by the defender.
They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. On the direct snap, it's ball. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And great job getting in the backfield, making it very difficult to him to make reads and understand what the heck's going on, bottling him up. That's the biggest thing. When you play a running quarterback, you want to bottle him up. You want to set those edges really, really firm and make him turn back inside where all the big boys are coming, and you don't let that speed get to the outside.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. The give to the tailback. Breaks into the open. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down. And the Dogs come to the line in the hurry up.
But how about that? Right after they get the explosive play running the ball, they're going right back to the line of scrimmage for some tempo.
And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. Fires to the wideout. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. That penalty's the last thing this defense needed. Now it's 2nd and 4. Leaves it with the back. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Look at that toughness, just running through everybody. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. The Bulldogs pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Pulls and throws out the RPO. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical, they're too fast, and they force a negative play.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. A shot toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Going for the big play. drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on fourth down and come up bankrupt. This drive will get started from the 37-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28.
I love the defensive effort there. They didn't get him right away. They stayed after him. He was scrambling, going backwards. They get the sack on the first play of the drive.
And the Tigers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. He rifles one deep to the left. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Got room on the return. The 30. Finally brought down the one a play, not only to get the football, but to throw the field position with the return.
I tell you what, as a quarterback, you got to have a short memory. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be asked to do a lot, and he throws his first career interception. If I'm the coach on the sideline, listen, I'm bringing him over. This ain't going to be your last, big fella. Like, you're going to make mistakes. It's okay. Put it behind you. Next play.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Bring in the heat. Avoids pressure. But now he's swallowed up, and he'll be knocked down for a loss on the trick play. How about that Bayou Bengal defensive front showing some dominance? Booger McFarland, Marcus Spears liking their pressure.
And that defensive line getting to the quarterback, and they got so many guys that we can name like Spears that you just mentioned, like Booger in the past that put on that purple and gold, look good, big physical guys that fill out them uniforms and eat quarterbacks.
One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. So we open the final period with a third down play. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. Zings it complete to the right. They wrestle him down at the 16-yard line. A third down stop. Now to see what they do on fourth down. So here comes the field goal unit once again. They've already kicked 3 tonight. And it's no good. He missed it. And despite the missed field goal, guys, there's a bright side. They're still up by 16. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They're in a precarious spot here. That lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
Well, we've got a close game here at the start of the fourth quarter, right? This team obviously is down, but they're not playing it close to the vest. Being aggressive, first play of the drive, trying to throw it down the field. They're going to have to complete some of these if they're going to get this coming.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Keeping it on the ground with the running back. At the 20, he's got space. He is denied. Cannot get to the first down marker, and it's fourth down coming. Now the play fake. Makes the grab past the marker. At midfield, he's got room. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Touchdown, LSU. Oh, that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
And that's why you hold your breath every single time this guy catches the football. That's a short, easy completion. He's so dangerous after the catch, David, and he shows you the wheels, taking it all the way to the house.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to point out, how about the QB play? Getting the ball out right where he can catch the football and use his speed and playmaking ability after it, and he shows you, man. That's why he's dangerous. That's why this offense is always one play away from getting to the house.
We're ready this Bulldog offense. A bit frustrating to miss that short field goal the last time they had it, but this time around, see if they can redeem themselves. Got it in the middle, it's Blunt. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Georgia comes quickly to the line. Second down, he'll throw it. Caught near the sticks. It's Blunt. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on design plays. And if you can just give him a little crease, you can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done now.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
They stop him after a short game. Probably just wanted to mitigate the losses, but fourth down coming. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Buying some time. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Flicks it out of the air. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, no question. They've got to score a touchdown and get the two-point conversion here. But that's a good start to this 2-minute drive. You always want to get it going. You want to get that momentum going, put the defense on their heels. They accomplished that with the last throw.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 35. Give to the running back. He's like a pinball with attitude out there, hammering ahead to the 30.
And I would just hate to be in the shoes of these defenders trying to tackle this running back because, of course, you're so afraid of this guy shaking you and using his elite speed to make you look bad on a highlight film somewhere, but you forget this guy can still run you over. And you saw it on that play.
Finds a man on the left. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
See, I like this tight end because he's not just running flat routes and little stick routes and drags. This guy can get vertically down the field. He showed you his speed there running the crosser.
He wants it all. Touchdown, Tigers! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football, be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
He is denied. Stopped short of the goal line, trying to tie the game, and he will not get the two-point conversion. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tunnel. Oh, he's got some space. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
Man, it's so nice to have a guy that you can depend on. Like, this offense is built around him for a reason. Just a good running back, you can see. Gets north-south, doesn't dance, picks up positive yards, breaks tackles. He's just a really good player, and that's why this offense runs through.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you. Right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
The Dogs can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking for a man. It's Ball. Caught in the backfield. It's Blunt. And they pick up just a few on that completion. 3rd and short now. They snap it from their own 46. They'll try to bully their way for the first. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Georgia ready to dial it up on another first down. They'll move the wide receiver. Trying the left side. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Georgia trying to finish the deal and run out the clock. Running back searching for a hole. Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long.
And that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now, we have seen some college coaches across college football continue to run the football and also give up the football and give a gift to the other team. This one's over if I just take a knee.
The give to the back. He'll be brought down at the 46, and he is well short of that first down marker. 4th down coming. No signs of any kind of kickers. They'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Defense looks as if it's coming. They're throwing for it on 4th down. And as he throws, and the ball goes right to the ground, incomplete.
And this offense stays aggressive. And listen, everybody likes it when it works. But now you are leaning on your defense, and this thing just got interesting.
First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Lost a throw on 1st down. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And it's incomplete into the end zone, and that's going to do it. That puts a wrap on this one.